President William Ruto of Kenya has announced that the country will not be granting visa-free entry to members of the international community. Visitors intending to enter the country will still apply for visas through Kenyan embassies, following the current procedure. The Kenya Civil Aviation Authority, KCAA, said foreigners must adhere to current visa application procedures. The press release stated, all travelers coming to Kenya from countries that require visas shall continue applying in the usual manner until the government communicates more. It further said that the Electronic Travel Authorization System, ETA, was still in the process of development and implementation. The authority stated that every visitor to Kenya will be identified ahead of time thanks to the digital platform. President Ruto, in his speech last month, announced that all foreign visitors would no longer need a visa, and he added that the administration had created a digital framework to enable visa-free access. However, there is no stated date for when the Electronic Travel Authorization system will be finished. This delay is coming as a surprise to many, as they had already been making plans to visit the country. President Ruto said that the move to make Kenya visa-free aligned with global aspirations to facilitate seamless travel between countries and boost the local tourism industry. However, Ruto is known for saying things and changing it a few hours, just like Donald Trump used to do. Ruto supported Israel, but when Julius Malema condemned him, he later on said it was a mistake. He also hastily said Kenya's police will fight gangs in Haiti, but his government refused, and he's been silent on the matter ever since. Isn't this funny? Many people in Kenya are calling him a puppet of the West, and he came highly criticized after hosting King Charles III in Nairobi. Fingers remain crossed in Africa to see how things will unfold in relation to the visa-free topic. There are several possible advantages to the transition to visa-free immigration. It first strengthens Africans' sense of oneness. People are more inclined to consider themselves as belonging to a common group when they have unrestricted access to travel across borders. When a country is visa-free, it can promote economic expansion. Travelers visiting other nations and businesses operating internationally are made easier by it. More trade, investment, and job creation may result from this. When people can travel freely, they are more likely to learn about other cultures and build relationships with people from different backgrounds. This can help to reduce prejudice and promote understanding. While 48 African countries grant visa-free travel to the citizens of at least one other African nation, only 4 African countries can boast of complete visa-free entry. There would have been 5, but since we are still waiting on Kenya, we will maintain the 4. These countries include Seychelles, Benin, Gambia, and Rwanda. By 2018, Seychelles was the only nation where visa-free travel for all African countries, as well as to citizens of every nation. However, they recently rescinded Nigeria's visa privileges. In 2019, Gambia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced that it was now a visa-free zone for all Commonwealth nations, EU nations, Africa, the Baltic states, and Belgians with their ID cards were covered by the new visa regulations. Rwanda also declared in November 2023 that it will provide visitors to the continent entrance without a visa. The president, Paul Kagame, stated that anyone from Africa can travel to Rwanda at any time and without having to pay anything to enter the massive East African tourism market. For Africans to realize their dreams of viewing themselves as a single people bound by the principles of Pan-Africanism, the visible and tangible obstacles that have stood in the way of African integration must be taken down. That is to say, the barriers to visas need to be taken down. However, even if all African nations stopped requiring visas for their citizens, this would not automatically grant the guests the ability to work, open a business, or construct a house in the host nation. Through 3 phases, entry, residency, and establishment, the 2018 African Union Free Movement of Persons Protocol seeks to achieve complete freedom of movement. This covers all financial rights, such as work. However, it hasn't been universally accepted. To further the economic, social, and political growth of the continent, policies of the African Union encourage more freedom of movement, investment, and commerce inside the continent. The continent has made progress on the aspects of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement that deals with trade and investment. Only a little progress has been made in allowing people to move freely. Nevertheless, more human mobility is necessary for the trade deal to succeed. Conflicts in the African continent need to stop for the whole of Africa to be visa-free. Conflict between countries or between regions within a nation can cause mass displacement that frequently occurs abruptly and frequently crosses boundaries. In response, authorities may impose travel restrictions, demand visas, refuse admission to some travelers, but not others, or close borders completely, sometimes abruptly and always at considerable human expense. The tendency is influenced by undemocratic regime changes and political upheaval. People in conflict or politically unstable areas may view unrestricted movement as a security issue and urge that inward travel should be subject to stricter controls. As for nations, conflict usually takes up all of their resources and attention. Countries have much less room to maneuver if the conflict has compromised democratic governance systems and legislative procedures. Whatever the case, Kenya does not have most of these security issues. So, President Ruto will surely be announcing Kenya as a visa-free country in some days or months to come. Do you think Africans should be allowed to travel visa-free within the continent? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the new tourist channel. Turn on notifications too so you get notified whenever we upload videos like this. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video.